Welcome to the 700 Club. Donald Trump is praising the Secret Service for protecting him from a gunman. Others are raising questions about how the suspect was able to get so close to Trump and stake him out for 12 hours.
Ryan Wesley Routh is behind bars and facing federal gun charges. Yet the FBI is still calling the incident an apparent assassination attempt. CBN's Jenna Browder has the latest.
Body cam video shows officers in Florida arresting Ryan Wesley Routh. He's facing 2 federal gun charges, and authorities are likely to add more.
We are investigating this matter as an apparent assassination attempt of former President Trump.
Trump speaking about it last night on X.
It was quite something, but it worked out well, and Secret Service did an excellent job. And they have the man behind bars, and hopefully he's going to be there for a long time.
Earlier on Fox News Digital, Trump blamed President Biden and Vice President Harris for their rhetoric as motivation for the shooter. Today, questions loom on how 58-year-old Routh got within 400 yards of the president and how he knew where Trump would be at the golf course. Cell phone records show he waited in the bushes for about 12 hours. A Secret Service agent walking ahead spotted the gun barrel and fired on the suspect.
The subject, who did not have line of sight to the former president, fled the scene. He did not fire or get off any shots at our agent.
The Secret Service admits it did not check the perimeter of the course beforehand. Former agent Tim Miller tells CBN News the agency should reevaluate how it protects Trump.
But I hope now the resources are proportionate to what a sitting president would get. That's the only answer. They need to push out these perimeters, and they're just not doing it. It's a second attempt in 2 months. That's unfathomable.
Routh has a criminal history and reportedly voted for Trump in 2016, but became disillusioned and later invited Iran to assassinate him in a self-published book. And in his interview on X, Trump said he had a nice conversation with President Biden about Secret Service protection. Today, he hits the campaign trail again, heading to a town hall in Michigan. Jenna Browder, CBN News.
Well, I hope that they increase his Secret Service protection. This is absolutely incredible for there to be yet another incident. How many incidents does it need before you get the full protection that the Secret Service can afford to give? He's a past president. He deserves this. And it's amazing to me that they're not checking the perimeters, that someone could literally be on site of a golf course that is known to be frequented by him and be able to be there for 12 hours and no one would pay attention to that. Did it really take a gun barrel sticking out from the bushes in order to alert them that there was a potential problem? It's somewhat inconceivable to me that he's not charged so far with attempting assassination. You look at these social media posts, you look at his call for assassination of Trump, you look at these posts, you see clear motive. Why else would you be in the woods for 12 hours? Why else would you have that kind of weaponry and a GoPro camera? You were looking to film what you were trying to do. We'll see what happens, but right now he's just being held on gun charges. So let's up our game here. Let's make sure that every presidential candidate has the full protection of the service. In other news, reports are circulating in Israeli media that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to dismiss his defense minister. At the same time, Israel is planning a major operation against Hezbollah in the north. CBN Middle East correspondent Julie Stahl has that story.
Several Israeli media outlets are reporting that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is about to fire Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. The two have been at odds since before the war, and most recently over the Philadelphia corridor in Gaza and the hostage negotiations. Gallant told President Biden's senior advisor Amos Hochstein on Monday that Israel is close to taking massive military action against Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. In his meeting with Hochstein, Netanyahu said Israel will do whatever is necessary to end Hezbollah's threat. Turning to the south, The UN Security Council met Monday to discuss humanitarian aid for Gaza. One controversy is whether UNRWA is helping or hurting Palestinians. Israel's ambassador to the UN accused UNRWA of teaching hatred against Israel and the Jews, which only prolongs and intensifies the conflict.
UNRWA Gaza has become nothing more than a cartel, fostering hatred and prolonging misery in Gaza.
He also accused UNRWA of employing Hamas terrorists who took part in the October 7th atrocities.
Each of these terrorists were Hamas military operatives. They had a day job and a night job. Each of them was employed by UNRWA.
Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, it's absolutely time to stop the funding of UNRWA. It makes no sense to me the international community isn't up in arms over this, that they clearly had paid employees as part of the October 7th massacre. They had Hamas terrorists on their payroll. So why in the world would any government want to fund that? Then on top of it, you have command and control centers of Hamas located in UNRWA facilities. Again, why would you ever want to fund that? And then command and control centers in classrooms where UNRWA employees were teaching Palestinian children. Again, it makes no sense. The Swiss government has awakened to it. They're moving now to make sure that they don't ever fund it again. President Trump was, when he was in office, he was awakened to it, and he stopped funding to UNRWA. The current administration restored it in the first week of office. Can we please stop funding terrorism and stop letting the UN continue this nonsense? There won't be any peace in Israel as long as every single generation gets indoctrinated with this terror ideology that you have to wipe Israel off the map and you have to kill Jews. Until that stops, we'll see generation after generation poised for violence and mayhem. It makes no sense to me. Why in the world would you do it? And certainly people in our own State Department knew all of these facts. It hasn't been hidden. It's been in the open. Again, why in the world would you let American taxpayer dollars go to this? It's time to stop it.